Hello, fellow Rosarians. Thank you for joining me. It's a garage day. It's raining, and I thought that this would be a nice view for you to be able to see, of course, the rain, which is very pretty, and it nourishes all of those bare roots that we've just been putting in the ground now for the past 6 weeks. It's so hard to believe that I started doing the unboxings about the first week in March. Here we are, third week in April, and I have my very last unboxing for bare roots to share with you. I'm anticipating hearing some kind of an alert bell letting you know, new vendor alert, new vendor alert. I've been wanting to buy from Horitco now for a few seasons, but I was always too late and everything was gone from their site. Why do I want to buy from them? Is because they have Multiflora rootstock, which I find does very well here in Zone 7B in Maryland. They're located in Canada. So when I originally placed my order through Horitco, it was in November, and I had just been checking the website regularly until one day I find that it was completely populated with the roses. If you're trying to use their website, I received errors initially when I was trying to go to their website and all kinds of flags saying that it was a security alert, the site that I was going to. And that brought me a little bit of concern. But if I went out to the web and I searched Horitco roses, there was a link that took me directly to the roses page, and then I no longer got an error. So that's a recommendation if you are encountering the same problem. But when you're on their website, it's easy to use. They have links that says search by hybridizer, search by name, search by whatever. So I, of course, was searching David Austin, Cortez, Mayen, and they've got a lot of varieties out there. And I remember specifically at the time with the David Austins, I feel like it was 25 plus David Austins that they had with the Multiflora rootstock. So I started looking, okay, well, which ones do I need? The David Austins that are in my yard that are on Dr. Huey rootstock that are not performing well, I wanted to try them on Multiflora to see if maybe that's what the issue was. And if it turns out that that's not what the issue is, we'll start looking at moves in the yard to see if they just don't like their location. But I wanted to give it a go, and I'll let you know what those choices were in a second. So I searched through their website, picked the roses I want, put them in my cart, and when it got to the checkout portion, you have a couple of choices. You can select a box that says pay on the phone. Submit my order, but pay on the phone. You can, of course, put your charge card online, or you can print an invoice and mail them a check. So they're very accommodating with the choices for payment. So I chose to have them call me for payment. And so they reached out a bit later and took payment. When you place an order, it is based on tentative numbers that they're expecting. Nothing is promised. If that stock comes in as they're getting ready to package it up to you and it's not up to their standards, you might not get the rose. So what happened to me was I think I had purchased maybe 15 or 20 roses, and they reached out and said, we're not going to be able to send you these 5 or so because we have found out that they're either not up to standards or we can't sell them in the United States. So that was fine. I just get to wait for a different time to be able to buy that from them. But one of the roses that they told me that I couldn't have was LD Brathwaite. And I had let go an order from a different vendor who had that rose because I thought I had put all my eggs in one basket with Horitco, and I thought I was going to get it from them. So I know that some of you are in the same position with some of our other vendors this year where you got that phone call that said, I'm not going to be able to send you this rose. And it makes you sad because you could have bought it from somebody else. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if there's something that you really, really want, if it makes sense for you to try it from 2 different vendors, just in case one of them doesn't have it available, but you might end up with 2 roses. So I don't know. You let me know. Comment down below what you think the right way to do is if it's something that you really want and you'd be devastated if the vendor couldn't provide it. So if you're looking at their site and trying to determine do they ship to their area, They have a shipping link, and it looks like they ship a lot of places, not only to the United States, but elsewhere. So you might want to check if you're looking for a new rose vendor to find out if they ship to your area. They'll also give you estimates on what to expect for that shipping cost. The warranty, there is none. The warranty is on arrival, and I know that that scares a lot of you. Sometimes it scares me, especially if it's from a vendor that I haven't seen any unboxings for. So I really hope that if you're thinking about a new vendor that you'll subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we'll be checking in on this every 3 months. So we'll do a 3-month check-in, we'll do a 6-month check-in, and hopefully that'll give you more confidence if you want to buy from a vendor that does not offer a warranty. Let's get into this box and see these babies. I can't wait to see what they look like. So the box came without any kind of label or fanfare. So what do we look for when we're unboxing a rose? I'm going to put it up here for you to see. Please pause it if you need to. There's a caveat about rose size. Make sure that you know the size that you're buying from a vendor. In this case, I'm expecting grade 1 roses, which means 3 canes the size of a pencil. We are hoping that this is enclosed in a plastic bag so that it stayed moist through shipment. You don't want it to dry out. We're going to check the crown and make sure that the crown is firm, the canes are firm, that the canes are bright green, that there are no growths on the roots to indicate that there's any kind of crown gall. So let's get in here and see what we're working with from Horitco. I am seeing a sealed plastic bag. That makes me happy right off the bat because I know that we're off to a good start. Here we go. Oh, and it's very heavy. What am I expecting in here? I'm expecting, put on these glasses, I'm expecting 10 roses. And one of the roses is for my friend. So 9 are for me. Let's open this up. So what are we going to do with these? We're going to put them in water for 24 hours, and then we'll go ahead and get them in the ground. These are bound up really nice, like what we expect from Palatine. They do a really nice job putting these together. Now remember, these are going to be on Multiflora rootstock, and they are on the smaller size when we think about the roses that we have unboxed from Palatine, Regan, David Austin. Now David Austin does not grade the roses, so you might get some varieties that it was the largest they had in their field, but they're only grade 1.5. So let's look at this. I'm trying to be delicate and not, I see new growths and I just don't want to pull them off. So here we are. I mean, the size of this rose, if I didn't know that this was grafted on Multiflora, I do see the graft here. It just, to know if it's a grafted rose, you're going to see one place where it's completely flat or cut off. These are smaller, lighter, so just keep that in mind. This variety is Princess Alexandra of Kent. This is a grade 1.5 rose. So they didn't share with me that I was getting grade 1.5. I was expecting 1, but this is a grade 1.5 rose. And if you're looking at it and you're saying, well, how many canes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. But it is, you count how many canes are coming out of this union, the crown. And in this case, I have 1 cane here and 1 cane here. So this is a grade 1.5 rose. This is a grade 1 rose, and this one is Carding Mill. It has an interesting coloration here. I don't know if you can see. This cane is yellow. So I'm going to have to watch that here because it has this discoloration on it. Otherwise, 3 canes, the size of the pencil. Let's look at the roots. The roots look good. They're just very tiny, teeny tiny roots. Okay, who is this? This is Roald Dahl. And I mean, he's looking very happy. Do you see all the growths coming out? It's just a smaller rose. And let's count the canes. This is a grade 1.5 rose. because although we have 3 canes, you can see them here, 1, 2, 3, this one is not the size of a pencil. It is smaller, so this is a grade 1.5 rose. So this is really interesting. Susan William Ellis, I bought one grade 1 rose, and what they did, they have a note here that says this is small, it's a grade 1.5, and so they sent me 2. So here's one rose, and it has 1 cane, 1 main cane that has branched into 2. Look at the teeny tiny root. This is a grade 2 rose. And so this is a grade 2 rose also because it only has 1 cane the size of a pencil coming out of it. I don't like to say anything negative about a vendor, but right now I'm just a little sad that nobody communicated with me prior to these roses coming out that they were not going to be grade 1 roses, that they knew that they were smaller. So what does it mean when you have roses that are smaller than you expect? Does it warrant a call to the vendor? Yes. If they advertised a certain size that you didn't get, grade 1.5 should be at a discount from the grade 1 price that you paid. Grade 2 should be at a significant discount, and you should be given the opportunity prior to shipment to say whether or not you even are interested in the rose. Grade 1 rose is typically 2 years old, and it takes off that first year, and you're going to have blooms, and so it's just going to take a little bit more time for these roses to grow. This is the last bundle together, and they're kind of in here like a jigsaw puzzle. I don't want to hurt anybody. Let's see. This is a grade 1 rose. I have 3 canes the size of a pencil. They're branching off into multiple canes. This one is Munstead wood, and the roots are really trying to grow. You can see the new white roots on that. My Munstead in my yard is tiny. It's full, but it's 2 foot high. And so I just wanted to see if a different vendor on a different rootstock, maybe it would grow a little bit taller. So let's see, this is Isabella Rossellini, and this is for my friend. She's going to be really happy because this is a grade 1 rose, 3 canes the size of the pencil. The roots are on the smaller side, but she might like that because it'll be easier for her to get it in the ground. So this one is the Alnwick rose, and look at all of this growth. It's very happy. I have more than 3 canes the size of a pencil, so this is a grade 1 rose. So this is Bosco Bell, and let's look at these roots. Everything looks good with the roots. I've got 3 canes the size of a pencil. So I'm guessing that this second bundle was bundled together because they knew that those were grade 1 roses. 2 more. This is Strawberry Hill, and 3 canes the size of a pencil. They're bright green. The roots look nice. Last one is Abraham Darby, and this is a really nice looking rose, very large canes. The roots look great. So let's talk about the price. What did I pay? When I originally placed this order, the roses were $30 a piece. So when I'm looking at what they sent to me, with the invoice, I received 5 roses that they considered grade 1. So they considered Strawberry Hill, Abraham Darby, the Alnwick, Bosco Bell, and Munstead at grade 1 prices. So I was charged the $30. But on this invoice, they charged $24 for Carding Mill, Princess Alexandra of Kent, Roald Dahl, and Isabella Rossellini. I'm not sure why the Isabella was $24 because it looked like a grade 1 rose to me. But then for the Susan William Ellis, that they had 2 of them together, they charged me $15. So, as I mentioned, I just wish that somebody had contacted me to give me a heads up. It would not have been a surprise, and I wouldn't have to talk about it in the video. But they didn't notify me, so I'm letting you know. Okay, so if we look at the shipping for this vendor, we're going to say that each of their roses are $30 a piece. for all of our vendors this year so that we can do a full rack and stack just in case a rose that you want from Horitco is also available from either David Austin or from Regan or from Chambly. We want you to know how much it costs with any discounts that we can find out there. In this case, there are no discounts. 5 roses at $30 is $150. Shipping is going to be $60. The total is $210. Let's do a rack and stack, and as I mentioned, this is the last bare root vendor, so this gives you that full rack and stack for 2022. With that full rack and stack that you can see here, Horitco is on the more expensive side. But keep in mind, you have that Multiflora root stock, and it's sometimes hard to find. We can find it from Palatine. Sometimes we can find it from Regan. And I think some of our other vendors are going to try to get that in the next season. So I hope this video is helpful. I hope this series was helpful for you to see the different bare roots that are available. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm going to be doing additional unboxings for potted roses. I want to say I might have 4 other vendors that are coming and some new ones that you haven't seen before. And then, of course, we're going to be doing the 3-month check-in, the 6-month check-in, and I'm going to be giving you tours of the roses. So thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.